Welcome to our podcast, and this week at London Visited, we go to the Burlington Arcade to tell you all about this small but iconic part of London. My name's Steve, and each week I'll bring to you the facts, history and information about different parts of this great capital. If you've been to London, are planning on visiting, live here or just love London from afar, then this is definitely the podcast for you. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, London Visited, to see videos covering this place and so many others across London. And now to this week's podcast. Burlington Arcade is a covered shopping arcade in London. It is just under 200 yards long, 179 metres, parallel to and to the east of Bond Street from Piccadilly, through to Burlington Gardens. It is one of the precursors of the mid-19th century European shopping gallery and the modern shopping mall, and it is near the very similar Piccadilly Arcade. The arcade was built in 1818 to the order of George Cavendish, 1st Earl of Burlington, younger brother of William Cavendish, 5th Duke of Devonshire, who had inherited the adjacent Burlington House, on what had been the side garden of the house, and was reputedly to prevent passers-by throwing oyster shells and other rubbish over the wall of his home. It was designed by architect Samuel Ware. Burlington Arcade was built for the sale of jewellery and fancy articles of fashionable demand for the gratification of the public. However, it was also said to have been built so that the lord's wife could shop safely amongst other genteel ladies and gentlemen, away from the busy, dirty and crime-ridden open streets of London. Burlington Arcade opened on the 20th of March 1819. From the outset, it positioned itself as an elegant and exclusive upmarket shopping venue, with shops offering luxury goods. It was one of London's earliest covered shopping arcades, and one of several arcades that were constructed in Western Europe in the early 19th century. Other examples include those in Paris, Brussels, and also St. Petersburg. The original arcade consisted of a single straight top-lit walkway, lined with 72 two-storey units. Some of the units have been combined, reducing the number of shops to around 40. The Piccadilly facade, with sculptures carved by Benjamin Clemens, a professor of sculpture at the Royal College of Art, London, was added in 1911. The arcade is patrolled by beadles in traditional uniforms, including top hats and frock coats. The original beadles were all former members of Lord George Cavendish's regiment, the 10th Royal Hussars. The arcade remains Regency decorum by banning singing, humming, hurrying and behaving boisterously. Present tenants include a range of clothing, footwear and accessory shops, art and antique dealers, and the jewellers and dealers in antique silver for which the arcade is best known. The arcade was almost destroyed by fire in 1836 when several shops were destroyed. In 1871 and 1936, the arcade was subject to looting. Parts of the arcade were badly damaged in a bombing raid during World War II. In 1964, a Jaguar Mark X charged down the arcade, scattering pedestrians, and 6 masked men leapt out, smashed the windows of the Goldsmiths and Silversmiths Association shop, and stole jewellery valued at £35,000. They were never caught. Gates were installed to prevent this from ever happening again. In 2010, Thor Equities and Meyer Bergman acquired the property for £104 million. The ownership hired architect Michael Blair to restore the arcade. In May 2018, the property was sold to David and Simon Rubin for £300,000. If you get a chance to get up to London, it may only be a very small arcade, but you will look in awe at the different shops and what they have available. Plus, it's great to see the beagles still guarding the Burlington Arcade. I hope you've enjoyed our in-depth look at the Burlington Arcade. Whatever podcast service you use to listen to this, please do subscribe to get updates on new shows, and also please leave us some feedback. Please let me know any places you'd like us to feature in future podcasts, and you can let me know through our website, www.londonvisited.co.uk, by emailing me directly on londonvisited@gmail.com, or you can contact us on Twitter and Instagram on @LondonVisited, or Facebook on @TheLondonVisited. Thanks for listening, and really hope you enjoyed our podcast, and we'll see you very soon here at London Visited. Bye!